Hey everyone! Welcome to the Hey Teacher series, in which we answer the questions most frequently asked by teachers. You're wondering what will happen to your educational database after 2 years and how to keep your data? That's what this video is all about. Let's have a look together. An educational database is valid for 2 years, after which it is deactivated. Obviously, as you approach 2 years, a warning message will appear so that you're aware. Creating a new database after 2 years certainly requires extra effort, but it's essential. Every year, around October, a new version of Odoo software is released. Beginning of the year, in 2021, we were on version 14. In 2022, on version 15, in 2023, on version 16, and this year, we are on version 17, and in October, we'll be on version 18. So new versions mean improvements and new features. And when you create an educational database, it's created on the latest Odoo version. So for example, if I create a database now, it will be on version 17, and it will stay on that version until the end. By creating a new database every 2 years, you ensure that the version you're using can be supported. What does this mean? Basically, our support team, whose role is to answer functional and technical questions and to resolve problems, only works on the latest 3 versions of Odoo. So we're currently on version 17, and support still manages versions 15 and 16. So this means that 2026 will be the last year in which support will handle version 17. What's more, keeping pace with Odoo releases is a real advantage for students. This way they will be trained on the most recent versions of the software and therefore better prepared for what they may find on the job market. If you'd like to know which version your database is on, simply log onto your database, go to the Settings app, then in General Settings, scroll down to the About section at the bottom, and here I can see that my database is on Odoo 17. So now you know why your educational database will only be valid for 2 years. Fortunately, there is a way to try and preserve your data. Indeed, you can export the data from your old database and then import it into a new one. I'll show you how to do this, but please note that some data may be more difficult or even impossible to export and re-import. If you face any problems with this, you can always contact support, but bear in mind that they're here to help, but they won't do the exporting and or the importing for you. Also, everything I'm going to show you here is for version 17 of Odoo. So if your version isn't the same as mine, feel free to check our documentation for information corresponding to the version you're using. So to export your data, connect your database and go to the application where the data that you wish to export is located. So here, for example, I'm going to go to Sales and then to Products. Wherever you are, click on the 3 lines in the top right-hand corner to display everything as a list. Then select what you want to export. So I'll just take everything and click on the Actions button and then on Export. This window then appears. It's important to select I want to update data so that you can re-import the data later. Make also sure that you choose a CSV document. And then in the column on the right, you will see all the fields that Odoo is going to export. So if you want to change some of them, you can by clicking on the plus if you want to add one. So for instance, I'll add the product category. And if you want to remove one, then you can just click on the trash can next to it. Once that's done, you can click on Export. But if you're not sure which fields to export, you can start by selecting a single product from the list and by choosing a large number of fields to export. So from your CSV file, you'll be able to know the names of the fields that that are useful to you, and from there you will choose only the fields that you need when you export all your products. So if I click on export, a file will be downloaded to my own computer. So as we can see here, our CSV file has been downloaded, and now what we have to do is to import it into our new database. So to import your data into your new database, go to the app where you wish to import information. So I'll go back to sales and to products, and then click on the gear button here and on import records. In some modules, Odoo will suggest you download an import template. So this is a template that you can complete so that Odoo can more easily understand what each column from your document corresponds to. So this step is particularly important when importing new external data, for example, when creating your very first database. In our case, we don't really need to do it because the document that we're about to import has been exported by Odoo. So all the field names from our CSV columns are correct. However, always check the names, as some fields in the new versions of Odoo may have changed in the meantime. So to import your file, you can click on Upload File and select the file that you want to upload. Once on this page, make sure that Use First Row as Header is selected. And then you basically have to associate the columns from your file with the Odoo fields. So as you can see, Odoo automatically recognizes them, but you can always modify them if needed. And if there is no corresponding Odoo field, or simply if you don't want to export a column, then don't select anything and the column won't be imported. So once everything is complete, you can click on the test button to make sure that everything is correct and working, and then click on import. And that's it. You've just transferred your data to your new database and you're ready for another 2 years. And if you still have questions, don't hesitate to watch the other videos from the Hey Teacher series. See you soon.